Good morning, students. Now we are going to start the different effects of electric current. That is important one, magnetic effect of electric current. In the previous topic, we have learned about current electricity and heating effect of electric current. Right? There are various effects of electric current. Heating effect of electric current, then chemical effect of electric current, magnetic effects of electric current, and lighting effect. Right? So out of these, heating effect of electric current already we have completed in the previous topic. So in this topic we are mainly concerned with magnetic effects of electric current. What is this magnetic effects of electric current? Very interesting. In 1820, it was a famous scientist Hans Christian Oersted. You have to remember the name Hans Christian Oersted. Hans Christian Oersted in 1820. While he was doing some electrical experiments, when he passed the electric current through a copper wire, when the current was passed through copper wire using a battery, unknowingly he had kept one magnetic compass needle. I think you might have seen in the laboratory, small compass needle, which is having north-south needle, which shows north-south direction. Without his knowledge, he had kept it close to that circuit. Suddenly, when we switched on the circuit, he could see the deflection of that needle. There was no contact. There was no contact between that copper wire and the compass needle. Compass needle was kept close to that copper wire carrying current. Then suddenly he observed the deflection in the compass needle. Again he switched off. When he switched off, again he could see the deflection in the opposite direction. It was interesting. Then he tested it some 3-4 times. The moment he switched on, the compass needle get deflected in one direction. When he switched off, deflection was seen in the opposite direction. Similarly, he did the experiment by reversing the current. By reversing the current, deflection was also found to be in a reverse direction. So that made him to think that there must be some connectivity between electricity and magnetism. Because you see, compass needle is having a small magnet inside, small magnetic needle. So when the current was passed through copper wire, that magnetic needle deflected. What does it mean? The current carrying copper wire must be acting like a magnet. The moment the copper wire was passed with current, electric current, it behaves like a magnet. That's what he found out. So, current carrying conductor behaves like a magnet. That was his conclusion. So, that simple activity that was conducted by Hans Christian Oersted has led to very important effects. That is what we are learning, magnetic effects of electric current. Means a current carrying conductor behaves like a magnet. This has got a lot of implications and a lot of applications. Later on, electromagnetism was found out. He stated that there must be interlink between electricity and magnetism. So, by passing the electric current through the electric connecting wire, like copper wire, it could deflect the magnetic needle, means it behaves like a magnet. So, magnetism can be obtained with the help of electric current. Can it be possible to have the reverse effect? By moving the magnets, can it be possible to generate electric current? That is what we call it as electric effect of magnetic fields. Electric effect of magnetic fields, that is what we learn it as electromagnetism. So, magnetic effect of electric current, mainly we are studying first we are studying magnetic field and magnetic field lines. What are the properties of a magnet, magnetic field and magnetic field lines? How to trace the magnetic field lines? This is first one. Then magnetic field due to a current carrying conductor. magnetic field due to a current carrying conductor. How to find out the magnetic field due to current carrying conductor? Using a compass needle, right? So there we learn right hand thumb rule to find the direction of magnetic field. You will come to know magnetic field is a quantity which is having both magnitude as well as direction. So we are going to find out the direction using this guiding rule, right hand thumb rule. Then we learn magnetic field due to current passing through a circular loop. If there is a circular coil, if we pass the electric current through the circular coil, if a magnetic needle is kept at the center or beside the circular loop, there we will find the deflection of that magnetic needle. So that also we are going to learn how to measure the magnetic field due to current passing through a circular loop. And then magnetic field due to a solenoid. Solenoid, you know, it's a simple copper wire, insulated copper wire wound around a iron rod. You must have done in 8th class a simple activity. When a single copper wire, insulated copper wire is wound around a iron nail or iron rod, and the ends of that copper wire, when they are connected to a battery, if you keep that arrangement close to the iron nails or close to the pins get attracted to the iron rod. I think you might have done this simple activity when you were in 8th standard. So that arrangement is called solenoid. Solenoid is nothing but a copper wire, insulated copper wire wound around a iron rod that acts as a solenoid. When we pass the current through that copper wire, the iron rod which is there inside that coil of the copper wire behaves like a magnet. So that becomes the magnetic effect of electric current. So the application of that solenoid also you must have learned in 8th standard. The electric bell is a very good example. As long as you pass the electric current, that iron rod behaves like a magnet. The moment you switch off, it loses its magnetic property. The moment you switch on, it attracts the iron fillings. The moment you switch off, it leaves the iron fillings. So it acts like a temporary magnet. So that finds application in electric bell, the bell that we use in our mess, right? That is electric bell, which works on the principle of solenoid. Magnetic field due to solenoid, current carrying conductor, current carrying coil, right? So it acts like a temporary magnet. Then next, force on a current carrying conductor placed in the magnetic field. What happens when a current carrying wire, like a current carrying aluminum wire, placed in the magnetic field? It experiences a force and it gets deflected. That's what we are learning. Current force on current carrying conductor placed in the magnetic field. There we learn Fleming's left hand rule. Fleming's left hand rule to find the direction of force. Then next, based on this, we learn electric motor. So electric motor is the one which converts electric energy into mechanical energy. So that motor is used in your grinder, right? In your grinder, that motor is used. In the fans also, that motor is used for pumping up the water. So electric motor is also an example. It's a very important device which works on the principle of magnetic effects of electric current. Magnetic effects of electric current. So that is what, before that we are learning the principle force on a current carrying conductor, right? Then next, after learning electric motor, we are learning the reverse effects. If we pass the electric current, then the current carrying conductor behaves like a magnet. This is what we learned as magnetic effects of electric current. Is it possible to have the reverse effect? By moving the magnets, is it possible to produce electric current by moving the magnet around a coil? Is it possible to generate electricity in that coil? That is what we are learning as electromagnetic induction. So this is the reverse effect, electric effect of, we can call it as electric effects of magnetic fields, electric effects of moving magnets. So that is what we learned as electromagnetic induction. There we learn Fleming's right hand rule. Fleming's right hand rule to find the direction of electric current. Right? That is electromagnetic induction, reverse effect of magnetic effect of electric current. Next, based on this principle of electromagnetic induction, we are learning electric generator. You all know what is the electric generator. When we have power failure, we switch on the generator in our campus. Everywhere in the market also, the moment there is power failure, every individual merchant in the market nowadays, every individual shop owner has his own genset. He will switch on that genset and it converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy. So there in the gensets they use diesel. So that energy of diesel is converted into electric energy. So that is electric generator. It is just the reverse of what we learn electric motor. Using the electric current, the motor runs. Here it is using the generator we produce electricity, electric generator. Then afterwards we learn in general how are these electric circuits made in our home. That is domestic electric circuits. How are these fan circuits are there, tubelight circuits are there in classroom, in your home, different circuits are there, right? For bulb as well as fan, for tube lights, for your computer, for all your electrical gadgets like electric iron, right? Mixer grinder in the kitchen, electric oven. So each one has got its own circuit. How are these circuits made in our day-to-day life, in our usual life? That is what we are learning, domestic electric circuits. So these are all the things that we are going to learn in this topic, that is magnetic effects of electric current. Hans Christian Oersted, as I told you earlier, Hans Christian Oersted accidentally found out that a current carrying conductor deflected a compass needle which was kept in the close vicinity of current carrying conductor. Suddenly when the current was passed through the conductor, the compass needle got deflected. So to understand that, let us learn one simple circuit. This is a battery. So maybe of about 4 volts or 6 volt battery, and this is the plug key, and these are the connecting wires, right? And some resistor is taken to control the current. This is the ammeter, right? And here is a card sheet. A card sheet is taken. Through that card sheet, a thick copper wire is pierced. This is the card sheet through which a thick copper wire is pierced, and it is connected with the help of these connecting wires. So AB is thick copper wire. Which is pierced through this card sheet. The moment the key was closed, the circuit was closed, the current starts flowing from positive terminal of the battery through this copper wire in this fashion. So when you keep a compass needle, this is compass, magnetic compass, which is consisting of a small magnetic needle inside. Suddenly he could see, one can see the reflection of this compass needle. If this compass needle is kept on the other side, you see the deflection. The deflection will be in this direction. So the arrow mark which I am showing, the arrow mark shows the north pole of this compass, and the tail shows the south pole. So this simple activity shows that a current carrying conductor, a current carrying wire or conductor has the magnetic effect. A current carrying conductor deflects the magnetic, that is compass needle, implies that, what does this imply? Compass needle can be deflected only when you bring another magnet close to it. This is common experience. If there is a magnetic material, if it is brought close to that, then only magnetic needle gets deflected. It means what? A current carrying copper wire. Copper wire, if you bring the ordinary copper wire without any current close to the compass needle will not deflect. But when you pass the current through the copper wire, the compass needle gets deflected. This implies that the current carrying conductor behaves like a magnet. The current carrying conductor has magnetic effects. Magnetic effects. Magnetic effects means what? It behaves like a magnet. This was first found out by Hans Christian Ørsted. So his name should be always remembered, because this has led to various applications as we are learning electric motor, electromagnetic induction. Later on, we are learning applications of this like radio, right? Then we are learning television, fiber optics. We are not learning about radio, television and fiber optics. These are the applications of magnetic effects of electric current. So in all these applications like radio, television, right, and fiber optics and so many other electrical gadgets that we use in our day-to-day life, they are all based on magnetic effects of electric current, right? So current carrying conductor behaves like a magnet. This was a very important thing which was discovered by Hans Christian Ørsted. Hans Christian Ørsted in 1820. So this is called as Ørsted's experiment. This is called as Ørsted experiment. Because of this important invention, the unit of magnetic field, not SI unit, CGS unit, you can say CGS unit. CGS means what? Smaller unit, centimeter gram second, that is smaller units. In the SI unit, the SI unit of magnetic field is Tesla. Tesla is another great scientist, right? So CGS unit of magnetic field is named as Ørsted in his honor. Ørsted in his honor, right? Now we learn first what is the property of a magnet and what is magnetic field and what are the field lines of a magnet. Afterwards, we are going to learn about the magnetic field due to a conductor. Okay. So let us learn magnetic field and magnetic field lines. First of all, what is magnet? You know, magnet is that material which attracts the substances like iron, cobalt, nickel. These are the substances which are attracted by magnet. So the substances which are attracted by magnet are called as magnetic substances. So magnet is a material, it is a object. Magnet is an object which attracts pieces of iron. This is one thing. And another important thing of magnet is when this magnet is suspended freely, with the help of a thread, the magnet always aligns along north-south direction. It means the magnet has two poles. The end which is pointing towards north, is called as north pole, and the end which is pointing towards south is called as south pole. So it means if you take a magnet suspend it freely. Suspend it freely. When you suspend it freely, there should not be any iron materials close to it. So take a thread, suspend a magnet freely with the help of a thread. You will find that magnet always aligns. It always aligns along north-south direction. So using this, we can find out which is the exact north and which is the south direction. So the magnet has polarity. Magnet has directive property, right? So what is a magnet? A magnet is a substance which attracts pieces of iron and iron like materials like nickel and cobalt. So these pieces of iron, cobalt, nickel, these are called as magnetic materials because they are attracted by the magnet. So the substances like iron, cobalt, these are the other elements, other metals. Nickel, these are the iron, cobalt, nickel, these are the metals which are attracted by the magnet are called magnetic substances. It is a common experience whether you are tested or not. If you bring copper or aluminum close to the magnet, copper, aluminum are not attracted by the magnet. So they are not magnetic substances. Okay. So now what is a magnet? You have understood. Second thing, the magnet has a directive property. Magnet has directive property. So I told you what is directive property. Means when a magnet is suspended freely, it always aligns. Aligns means orients. It always orients, aligns along north-south direction. This is called as directive property of the magnet. So with the help of these directive properties, we identify whether a substance is magnet or non-magnet. Okay. Now, what is the important property of this magnet that we are going to learn? Now, magnets are of different types. Bar magnet, magnetic needle magnet, horseshoe magnet. Okay. Nowadays, cylindrical magnets are available. Cylindrical magnets, ring magnets, disc magnets. These are different types of magnets. So let us consider a bar magnet, which is in the shape of a bar. This bar magnet always has two poles. Every magnet has a polarity. The one which is pointing towards north is called north pole, and the one pointing towards south is called south pole. So when you bring a compass needle close to this, you will find that compass needle getting deflected. Suppose you are bringing a compass needle exactly in line with the bar magnet. The south pole of this compass needle will be attracted towards the north. Suddenly it will be attracted and will align in this particular direction. The arrow mark shows north pole of the needle and the tail shows south pole of the needle. Now when you go on shifting it at different position, now you will find there will be change in the orientation of deflection of this needle. The deflected needle will have different directions, right? Let us see that particular activity. Now we will learn about meaning of magnetic field and magnetic field line. Consider a bar magnet is taken here and this is the compass. When you keep the compass close to the magnet in this direction, it will have a deflection in one particular direction. South pole will be attracted towards north and this will be north deflected on the other side. So this is the position. Now if you shift this compass and keep it here in the close vicinity, again it will show some other direction. As you go on replacing in the same direction, you will find the change of direction of magnetic field. This is how it will be deflected here. So again same compass when it is kept here. Now it will show the deflection in this direction. So in this way, the magnetic needle goes on changing the direction. It will show different change in direction of the magnetic field. So when you go on replacing, very interestingly, you will find that north is getting attracted towards south. So in this way, if you go on placing the needle at different direction, you will find this is how the orientation of the compass needle be obtained. So if you just go on marking these points with the help of a pencil, on a white sheet of paper, you have to take a white sheet of paper. On that white sheet of paper, you have to keep this bar magnet and go on placing this compass needle at various positions. You will get this kind of positions. And if you mark these positions and if you draw this, you are getting a magnetic field line. Which is emerging from north. Look at this. And it is emerging from north and merging at south. It emerges from north and meets at south. This is what we call it as magnetic field. In the same way, if you try this side, you will get a similar symmetrical curve. So this will be now in this direction. So this is what we call it as magnetic field line. Okay, magnetic field line. So we are going to learn about what is magnetic field and magnetic field line in detail in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.